Hello, hello. Can you hear me well? Can you see me well? Hello, Barbara. Nice to see you here. Another owl of the tribe. Let me know the sound is okay. I actually bought, awesome. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Linda. Oh my God. Hey, Candy. I bought a microphone, guys. So I hope you can hear me a little bit better than before because I had some issues with my mic and I wanted to improve the sound a little bit. Nice to see you. Barbara, I've sent you an email, by the way. I don't know if you received it or not. I don't know why sometimes my emails go to the junk or spam folders. Maybe it's just due to how many people I tend to email. I don't know why. So, oh my God. Hi, Christina. Oh my God. How many of you here? Awesome. It's 24 of us here now. It's amazing. Hey, Madalena. Hey, Lebre. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Laura Ann. Whitney. Crazy little party tips. Awesome. Hey, Martina. Don't worry about that, Barbara. You know, whenever you have time, actually, if you want to call me, if you want to do it over a quick like Zoom call, I'd love to chat with you. By the way, Barbara had hypnosis with me, so I'm just checking in on her. Grace, Emily, aesthetically pleasing. Very nice nickname. Very nice nickname. Ovo, Christy. I'm good. Hi, Christy. I just came back from my mom's birthday, so I'm in the mood to do an energy checkup for all of you. Divine timing. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Carla. Carla, nice to see ya. Hi, Don Willis. Yeah, I think Christina, our whole Patreon is here. I'm so glad. Listen, guys, Patreons, hats off to you, you know. With the last post, I've asked Patreons, how are you feeling, you know, the past month or so? Because I've noticed that a lot of people have been going through either energetic or emotional imbalances. And I just want to talk about this a little bit, whoever is joining not from Patreon. What's happening, you know, the most votes we had, the issues that people might be facing right now is lack of patience or lack of productivity. Also stiffness and anxiety. So that's something I think that came with the energy shift. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Barbara. Hey, Grace. Hey, Daman. Hey, Meme. C. Hey, Emily Fetters. Angelica, nice to see you. Lovely to see you. Thank you, Christina, for recommending. Awesome. Okay, guys. So, you know what? Let's start with, I actually want to play some meditation music in the background. I don't know where remote is, but let me try a trick. You won't hear it just for my own self. I like to have something on the background. Let's connect. Sorry about that sound. To the TV and see if it switches on automatically. Okay, awesome. Yes, so I have my meditation on. All right, we're gonna start with energy check-in. Now, my intention for this is doing energy check-in for those people who are in the chat or those people who will be coming across this video in the near future. So we're kind of narrowing it down a bit, okay? Divine Timing says, thank you for checking in with us. You've inspired me to read tarot for people and follow my dream as an entrepreneur. So thank you. Yes, Divine Timing, how's it going? I am so glad. I'm so glad, honestly. Reading comments like that, it just keeps me going. Hi, Max. Okay, so a lot of people are commenting on Patreon. Would it be people who are in Patreon already or not? You know, a bit of a sum of Patreon. What is happening there, what I'm mostly focused on is those very honest chats with Joseph. His channel on YouTube is Joseph Moon. And we're just basically discussing different topics. I want to say we kind of chill over there, but we also try and use examples from our own experiences, life, or other people surrounding us. I don't know if you can hear thunder. It's quite beautiful. When I was coming back home, I could see the lightning. It was really nice. So, and also I'm doing 7 to 10 days predictions for Patreons only. So that energy is a little bit more, condensed. I'm not doing it for like 25K people like on YouTube. But what happens, I've noticed that people on Patreon can also pick up messages from readings on YouTube. So it's almost like a double message for them. Okay. And if I feel like there is a message or like a spirit guide or, anything that I'm being given from nature, like a sign, I tend to share it with patrons too. But thank you all, guys. Yeah, Dawn, I love Joseph as well. He's my soul tribe member for sure. He's moving in with me 1st of September. Can't wait for his ass to be here. Damon, she's an inspiring woman. She even inspired me to read cards blindfolded, and the results were tremendous. Tell me more about that, Damon. That's awesome. I think for whoever is here and wants to develop their intuition or, psychic abilities, that practice is really useful. Don't judge yourself if it's not going to be that easy at the very beginning because it's quite difficult. And what she's talking about, if you have no idea, we used to get with Joey and we used to. So basically, one person would be blindfolded. And for example, I'd be blindfolded and Joey would pull a random card from a deck and I would try and describe it, what I can see or what I feel is happening in that card. And then we would swap. This type of practice is especially good for those who have children because children are very in tune still, until life got them and school and all of those things. So it's pretty fun to do with your children too, if you have kids. Hey, Lena. Okay. All right. Let's go. Collective. Again, intention for these people in the chat as well as those who will be coming across this video in the next month or so, okay? Collective energy check-in. What is the main priority? Where is the focus for these people here? Thank you, Crystal Soul. Let's let gravity do the work. Okay. Hey, Tasha, I see ya. I see ya. Where's the focus? Okay, so tell me, guys, whoever is in this chat, have you been recently getting a lot of thoughts, feelings, maybe flashbacks about choices that you have in your relationships with people surrounding you? Because I'm seeing heart space right now is very important for a lot of you. Now, this doesn't have to be only romantic relationship, but what I'm seeing, and I want to say this energy feels like it's a bit of a future energy, but since we all on different time frames, this could be your present energy now. For others of you, the past couple of weeks energy, where you're trying to realize what it is that you really want, what kind of person you want next to you, a friend, a partner, what kind of relationship you want. If you have a partner right now, you might be thinking about, what you want to change. All right. Daman, yes, overflowing with emotions. JK, yes. Past relationships are resurfacing. Yes, yes, yes. Divine timing, yes. Whitney, yes. Christy, I haven't joined Patreon, but I'm open to doing so from those that are subs. What do you like best about the channel? I'll allow all of you guys to respond. Martina, yes. Grace, me and my boyfriend just broke up. That doesn't surprise me. We have the 7 of Cups and 10 of Cups. It's almost like you're going through a time of reevaluation at this very moment. This could be with family as well. Sorry, guys. I need to wipe my camera. I cut cords with a lot of friends lately. Christina, yes, about partnership, definitely. Tasha, yes. Yes, loads of reflection, evaluation, and seeking what triggers my heart space. Candy. I see you. Nadia, looking for love, but I guess my lesson is to love myself first. You know what? This is a really good insight. Let me pull a couple of cards from this oracle deck to see for people over here. I'm going to pull 3. So one of these cards might be for you. Maybe all of them will resonate. What is it that these people's higher self is asking you to focus on right now? Shruti, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Verma, you said all my relationships break before they begin even. I don't know why. You know what? I would reflect back. Sometimes, let's talk about it. Sometimes people, when they have bad experience in the past, can you hear thunder? It's awesome. When they had bad experiences from the past, or they saw examples that were not really vibing with them from their family, moms and dads relationship. Sometimes people can put almost like this energetic blockage for themselves. For others, I would say it might be self-sabotage. You know, each story is a little bit different. I can just only assume, but maybe that's something to look at. Okay. Ruby, I'm going to, since I'm being really drawn to you, after I do the energy check-in, if you're still gonna be here, you can rewatch this video. Oh, it's raining so bad now. I'm going to check in on you, okay? Just stay with me. And I wasn't planning to do to pull cards as readings for people here, but whenever I feel like I'm drawn to, I'm doing so. Messages for people in this chat over here. Messages for people in this chat over here. Rushi said you're not able to build trust within yourself, you see? So that's something that you could work on. This is for your own self, right? I'm sorry if you can hear that rain pretty intensely because it's a storm. And you know, it's interesting, just when I was planning this live, we have a storm. What does that mean? Release of emotions. For a lot of you, I would suggest feel your emotions through. Don't hold back. When you feel bad, when you feel low, call a friend, a family member that you know will support you. Because I've noticed throughout time, a lot of people are suppressing themselves so much to the point where they're a little bit numb. And that is not a healthy place to be. Believe me, I know I've been there, okay? It's storming in Jacksonville too? High five. Hey, Cassidy, I see you. Okay, one more card for collective here, whoever is in the chat. Now again, one card might be for you or all 4 might be for you. Let's start. So the first card that we have is the Independence card over here. Yellow, beautiful color of clearance as well as clarity. Trigger statement says, I am just like my, in brackets, mother, father. And true statement says, I am free to choose. And the message goes, you are ready to break free of the conditioning that has bound you so that you may continue your journey of healing and growth. The next card that we have is Immune, a beautiful green color. Work with colors, guys. You can use the frequency of those beautiful colors. Trigger statement says, I am not safe. True statement says, I am secure. Fill any areas of energetic weakness with strength. That reminds me of something. Hey, Candy, are you still here? We worked on that. You can walk easily, knowing that you are safe and protected. The next card we have, interesting, look guys, at these color combos. I have a lot of different colors in this deck. Let me show you. All different types of colors. But what we're pulling here today for you collectively in this chat is the green and yellow. See that? Immune says I am not safe. True statement says I am secure. We read about this. I think for a lot of you, this is a main message over here. Next card we have is cheerful. Trigger statement says I am powerless. True statement says I am excited to see what the future brings. The future is bright. Enjoy knowing that your optimism today fuels your amazing tomorrow. Golden words. Golden words. The next card we have is called Harmony. Trigger statement says, I am boiling over. True statement says, I allow myself to feel. What did I say, right, before? Give yourself space to decompress and take time to nurture your body, mind, and spirit. Allow emotions to surface and release. And, put these cards together with what we have, 7 of Cups and the 10 of Cups here. We all might be feeling a little bit more emotional than before. Some of you might feel overwhelmed with joy. Some of you might feel a little bit too sensitive. And I'd say that's why this is a time for you guys to reach out to those who love you. Even if the beloved person is already on the other side and has transitioned, you are a soul. The other person deceased is also a soul. So remember, at all times, you can connect to them. For the soul, there is no space and time. Okay, let me go back to the chat. Anna said you got the 7 of Cups and the 10 of Cups pens in your readings too for yourself. Yes. When it comes to life purpose, what I can tell you from my experience and what I've observed from other people, at the moment when you stop looking for it, that's when it comes. And you know why? Because when people usually stop looking for something, they focus on the present moment the most. What they like doing today at this very moment, what sparks their soul. And that's much easier for one's self to realize what it is that they need to do. Because they start doing things right now. They don't procrastinate that much. They don't overthink. They're not looking for a whole, outcome. What would be if I did this? I wonder what would happen. I wonder what the outcome would be. The present moment is the key, truly. It can sound a bit like, oh yeah, I've heard it so many times before. But a lot of people talk about it for a reason, I remember the time when I felt overwhelmed in my work and I knew, my soul knew, listen, the moment I sat at that desk, I was like, it doesn't matter what kind of desk I'm sitting at, my soul is trapped. I feel very stiff. And then anxiety kicked in and then all of the other things. And I was like, what makes me happy? And then I started digging deeper into spirituality, doing tarot readings and all of those things. And I didn't do it because I thought that one day this would be my full-time job. Can you hear thunder? Oh my God, this is awesome. I'm loving this, guys. I did it only because I loved it at that moment. Okay, so being in the moment is truly the key. Independence for a lot of you, I can see in this chat. Yeah, green is the heart chakra, Anna. You're welcome, Christina. Thank you. Candy, yes, very true. We must be gentle with self. That's true. Isuti, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, says, my ex broke 7 years of relationship and engaged with some other girl according to his parents' choice. But from last 2 weeks, why I'm seeing his date of birth, 27, and sometimes his name also helped me. Okay. You know why? Again, this is an assumption since I'm not doing a reading for you, but I've heard about it many times in various different situations. Your conscious mind might think that you have let this person go, but if in the back of your mind you keep thinking about that person, you're going to see anything that's connected to them. And you might be frustrated because you're like, listen, we broke up, I'm good. But when you check in with yourself, within your subconscious, are you really good? Have you let this person go truly within your heart? Or are you still somehow energetically or emotionally attached to them? If you are, you might start seeing things that are somehow connected to them. Okay. So it's a very simple explanation. You know, there is that very beautiful quote on Insta, I believe I came across, saying I'm actually going to pull my phone out and I'm going to show you. Many of you have heard of that quote, I'm pretty sure. So it says, easy to spot a yellow car when you are always thinking of a yellow car. Easy to spot opportunity when you are always thinking of opportunity. Easy to spot reasons to be mad when you're always thinking of being mad. You become what you constantly think about. Watch yourself. This is not to do in your case with, about what you consciously think of. You don't have to be, too much engaged in this connection between you and him, but you know how it feels like to release someone. You're completely free, you're doing things that you love, you're meeting people that you like. There is no connection for you there with that person, energetically, mentally, emotionally. And that's when you stop seeing and noticing those things, okay? Very well said, Lena. She said, guys, if you feel trapped in your job and it doesn't make you happy anymore, know that it's never too late to tap into new things or learn something new. Doing things that make you happy, it will be fine for sure. I know people who have changed their career 180 degrees in their late 50s, and they are happiest they ever been. So Shruti Verma said, which crystal would you recommend to protect ourselves from dark energy? As an empath, I take too much of energy from people around me and it happens a lot. Please do tell me, is it in my head or real? Okay, when it comes to people who are very sensitive, for me, this is my point of view, okay? Take it or leave it. This doesn't have to be your point of view. Crystal, sage, and all of those things, in my understanding and my experience, is not going to keep you from dark energies if we talk about lost souls and stuff like that. Crystal can protect you from certain energy that is not as intense, okay? Sage can be used for clearing but when it comes to really deep rooted and very, um, strong energies, I haven't found that anything that is outside of us can help us that much. What I found is that by talking, but you need to know how to communicate. Okay, not everyone can do this. By talking and asking that energy what it needs, how can you help that energy to release it, is it's very beneficial. Okay. Christina, yeah, you know what? She says, by the way, um whoever doesn't see a live chat in the future watching, Christina said that I think it's also related to my situation. I see signs about a person I haven't met in person yet, but signs are overwhelming. Yeah, guys, for a lot of people, you probably will notice in comment sections, in any videos or any readings, that people keep saying, I keep seeing this and that connected to this person, because they keep thinking about that. It's very simple, okay? It's very simple. You keep thinking about something, you're gonna start noticing it. I was frustrated, but now I understand, but who knows? Miss Misaela said, what about changing career and romantic relationships altogether? Because this is the urge I'm feeling now. Let's do collective romantic and let's do collective career for these people over here. All right. What do we need to know? Actually, you know what? Before we get into these topics, I want to pull from, let me just check if this stream, yeah, it's awesome. Let's check energetically. I'm using the Rebecca Campbell's decks. What is happening with these, card on the floor, with these people in the chat? This is very connected, guys, to what some of you have been talking about. The first card that popped up, it's called Jump In. It's time to change for many of you here in the chat. It's time for a change. Crossing the threshold is here. Okay. You know in your life what needs to change, what's bothering you, what feels like it's outdated already. The first card we have is called Jump In. Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. You see that? So what that's telling you, basically, if you felt like you want to switch things up, this is literally your sign. This is literally your sign. Then you have the invitation card, which says rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Isn't that a continuation of the first card? See, I want you to pay attention to how this card looks like. You see the snakes over here? You see this darkness in the cave? So imagine some people in this chat, they've been standing here for a while. And now they open their eyes and they can finally see a new horizon and a new landscape. And they're like, damn, let me go and explore. But in order to go and explore, what needs to be released is the fear of the unknown. I'd say switch up that fear with excitement. I've been so used to what I know of, even though it makes me feel the way that I don't want to feel. So am I going to stay or am I going to go? The choice is yours. You always have free will, guys. Okay? You always have free will. Whatever you want to do. Cold card says, soul gifts and training, it's time to step up. I wouldn't be surprised if for a lot of people you started feeling a little bit different when it comes to your talents, or you started to approach your talents a little bit differently too. So you might be treating yourself, and I keep picking up this is a bit of a future energy, a bit different. You're like, hey, I have this ancient, I want to say, wisdom in me. Why am I not using it in order to teleport myself and to cross where I want to be? So this is an ancestor, I feel like, that's next to you. For a lot of you, there are going to be different ancestors since all of you are different, but that ancient wisdom is wanting to break free, okay? It's almost like you're almost there. All you gotta do is to tap in and to share that wisdom with the people around you. Carla, you never saw the snake in that card? I'd say look a little bit closer. There are a lot of stuff over there in that cave. And also, interestingly enough, I have a lightning that I keep talking about, and we have it over here. And I don't know how about you, but I love the storm. For me, it's like a recharge for nature. A lot of energy has been, condensed in one place, and now it's time for it to break free and restart. So, for a lot of you here in this chat, this might be something that is happening in your life right now. Here in Venice, there is a huge thunderstorm as well, you see? Even someone said in the USA they have it there. So that's how we all are connected. And this is not only to do with nature, this is to do with our collective energy. We can see it even in the card. Candy, practicing tarot intuition with friend was fearful, but you connected more, and I love getting caught in the rain, always feel cleansed. Yes. Yeah, no, Dawn, I have removed the troll already from the chat. Interesting. I expected more trolls in the live chat, but we had only one so far. Because back in a day, we had more. Christina says, guys, get me to the USA. I want some damn storm. Christina, I'm actually right now in Europe, so it's here too. Right. Collectively, for these people, what is it that they need to hear? These people in the chat, and as well, those people who will be coming across this video in not too far future. What are we healing in the future? What are we healing in the future? Yes, makes sense. What are we healing in the future? I see that a lot of people start seeing love in a bit of a different light. How they used to express love or receive love, and how they will be receiving and expressing it in the future. We have the card that is quite beautiful. She feels free. Number 5 is telling you about change. Change in heart matters. Cultivate love. And I'm going to read this card for you all, guys, from the book. You know what I'm getting here? Like I'm seeing a wave of fresh connections. If you are someone who's looking for a fresh new connection, I'm seeing that wave, but this is a collective wave for many of you. It's coming towards you. Okay, let's talk about this card. Love is budding, blooming, and blossoming around you. The energy of new love helps all things grow, not just relationships. The potential for love is limitless right now. All blocks and obstacles are lifting, and the way ahead is clear. Be confident, optimistic, and joyful. If you have drawn this card at a time you are feeling lonely or disillusioned by love, it is a sign to cultivate love in other areas in order to infuse the arid part of your life with nourishing passion. The more love and joy you can feel in pursuits and aspects, the more this energy will flow into the areas that you feel are lacking. The maiden contemplates the beauty of her life. I'm going to show this card up whilst I'm talking about it. Her white dress denotes purity and simplicity. Its hem is dipped in violet, which confers spiritual enlightenment. She senses the sweet energy of love and optimism bubbling up and blooming. The green hues of spring and newness form a halo of light around her. She is growing. So, a lot of you expect growth when it comes to your love matters. For some of you, this could be romantic. For some of you, this could be platonic. But love is love overall, right? Let's talk about the second card that we have, which is the Fergan card. Now, this is a very deep card. I do love this card, but for people who tend to be in a victim mindset, they do not like it very much. And you know why? I really love this deck because it's very honest and pure. And there is not much of sugarcoating over here. Becoming a loving mirror is the card that basically tells you in the future you are noticing your surroundings and how they are connected to you, what you have resonating with your surroundings, and things happening in your life. What feels like it's a soul experience? What feels like it had to happen in your life? How do you approach it? Do you curse? Do you feel angry? Why me? Or do you feel like, listen, feels like there is something there for me. Let me dive deeper, okay? So let's talk about Fergan card. Fergan card, where are you? It says, the simple and selfish joy that comes from knowing something good has happened to someone else fulfills and heals the angry, self-pitying soul. It's time for emotional unification and appreciation for self and others. When we delight in the well-being and success of others, we mirror these thoughts. As has been demonstrated and proven in the science of quantum physics, we become a part of what we identify and acknowledge. Unconditional appreciation for others' happiness is liberation. This is beautiful. I love this part. It touches our soul and reverberates through our experience of life like the delicate ripples across the man's heart. It's time to be brave and put your fear, resentment, jealousy, and anger aside and delight in the joy of others. Trust and know that by the simple contemplation and observation, your own heart is healed and restored, and your life will reflect the joy and success you see around you, perfectly and uniquely. Loving, loving, loving this. Let's talk about, before I get there, I want to find the person that I feel needs a message. Let me scroll back in the chat, so bear with me, guys. Ruby, I don't know if you're still here. If you're not, you can rewatch this video. You said that your dad had died in a different way than expected. Suicide. Let me pull a couple of messages for you over here. Let me get in tune. You hear Ruby? Okay. Don't mind me yawning, halfway yawning. As the energy moving through. I know it's weird. I'm being told to swap decks. I keep seeing a dog in my mind, which is a symbol of a friendship. Ruby, What is the message from your dad? Okay. Let me pull a message from another deck. Okay. So there are a couple of references here which does make sense, right? When it comes to the weight that he has been carrying on his shoulders. Now, I keep getting this is very personal. This is very personal. It's almost like he's showing me that he has been putting these walls up with the Knight of Wands, right? And the weight of the world here is here too, where someone is very empathic, someone is very sensitive to all the things happening around. And it has become a little bit difficult, but I keep hearing this is none of it is personal. This is his own soul's journey. So I don't want you to think, when the cards are on the floor, you see, and I don't want you to think that there is something that could have, should have, okay? Because it feels like what he's talking about, it's very close to his heart. What he's shown me up there, he's coming across as a magician, and I'm talking about the transition already. He's coming across as a magician saying, look, how many things I am able to do up there that I wasn't able to do down here. Okay, so this was completely his choice. It seems like he's doing all the things that he couldn't when he was feeling so, it's almost like his body was feeling a little bit stiff and no more. I've asked him to give you a message here. By the way, he's playing quite a lot up there. He's doing the things that he used to love doing with other soul tribe members up there. And it's almost like I'm seeing a circle of people playing around. There's some sort of activity happening up there that he's talking about. Okay? And it seems like he's able to do all those activities because he's not feeling like he's imprisoned. No more imprisonment. So there is a certain activity If you wanted to celebrate his life, I would suggest you doing something that he used to love doing in earlier days. Let me go for a chat. What kind of lesson was this? What kind of lesson was this? Yeah, he keeps showing me water. So I'd say if you ever wanted to visit a place or you were drawn to intuitively within the next, I'd say 3 months, visit the place that reminds you of him that is not too far from water. Because I keep being shown water, water, water. And it's in 3 cards over here, okay? Now, there was one message as well here. He's saying it might not make sense to you now, but you will see a bigger picture. But I'm not being able to talk about this here. It's almost like it's quite personal. I'm being told it's quite personal. He wants you to take out your family in particular, how to remember him, to find a picture of him playing something, doing something physical, active in his younger days. And this is the picture he would like you to have, because these are the days that he wants to be remembered by. And see, I started talking about him doing something up there. Deceased, usually, when they cross over, they continue doing things that they loved doing as a spirit. So connect to him if you want to. This is just an advice, by doing something that he used to love. But this, I keep getting, it's active. It's active. You had a favorite beach, you live in Puerto Rico, good. So I'd say go to that favorite beach, because water is all over the place here, okay? And all you need to do is just sit. And I don't know why I'm being shown that you're supposed to go there if you can, obviously, on your own, if you want to hear him clearly, because he's going to be present with you at that time. He's also showing me this innocence about him, the inner child. And it seems like towards the end of life, he wasn't able to let that inner child roam free anymore. And when the inner child is repressed too much, to the point that there is no play, only responsibility in someone's head, it becomes really difficult. The energy that I cannot let go of this. The energy that he's coming in is very, very playful. It's almost like I want to breathe in and breathe out, and I'm feeling this freedom of doing things that I love, activities specifically. Go by the water, Ruby, if you want to connect to him. You don't need special, powers and talents to connect to him. All you need to do is to sit still and in your mind, say hello, and start like that. Thinking of him, just say hello. and see what you feel. Some people can feel more, some people can feel the presence, some people can hear it. For some people, what comes through is like a thought, and that thought is being given from the spirit. You need to know that the soul hasn't gone anywhere. It has transitioned. Soul to soul communication is possible, specifically around water. Okay? So I'm sending you hugs and kisses, and I hope this has been helpful. And we're coming back to the collective energy check-in. Okay? So someone asked to pull cards collectively for career as well as relationships. So let's start with career, and then we're going to look at relationships. You're welcome, Ruby. No problem. Okay. Collectively, for these people in this chat, what do they need to know? What's coming in when it comes to relationships and when it comes to career? Starting with career now. Okay, let's look. This is awesome, guys. This is actually really, really good. I'd say take your notepads out. If some of you have done this already, good job. Pat on a back. You might be getting like flashes, ideas. It's almost like aha moments are coming through together with offers. So the next 2 months for people, when it comes to work, there are opportunities, but I want to say for most of you, those opportunities are created by your own self with the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Cups here. Knight of Cups. It's almost like, now I know. Now I know exactly what I need to do. Now I know how to represent myself or whom to go to. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay. What is coming towards people collectively? What is coming for people collectively when it comes to work? A time of learning, a time of research. So, okay, we have the Page of Pentacles. What I'm looking at is it seems like this person is very curious to see what is happening. So that curiosity together with Pentacles is telling me that for a lot of you, you might find yourself in a job, a place, have an idea where you want to learn a bit more about it before you continue and before you see the whole outcome. So it's saying keep researching, keep learning. Even if it was a new job, keep soaking it all in. There is a phase of somehow internship coming towards a lot of people. Yes, Lena, starting school in September to become a kids teacher. Awesome. Jamie, I have an interview tomorrow, but I applied to quite a few. This month, I'm taking it seriously. Awesome. Keep exploring. Page of Pentacles is telling you, I have my eye on everything that's going on there. I want to know. I want to learn. Anything else collectively? Okay, so we have partnerships coming through here. It's saying work with people, seek for advice, exchange skills. That's going to be very beneficial for a lot of you in the future, working in a team, learning from one another. Even if you are your own boss, it's saying there are things that could be learned from other people whom you meet, whom you cross paths with. Okay, so what you see in this card is usually the person who is an architect, the person who has commissioned for this church to be built, and someone who I see it in this card as interior designer, right? Putting things in places nicely. So it's saying let's exchange skills. And people that you meet across, I don't know why I'm seeing a bridge, across the bridge. For some of you, that might be important. Those passengers will be important to you. This could be the people that you know in your real life, meaning not on social media. For others of you, this could be someone who's online. Okay. What good can people expect collectively when it comes to work? Oh, really? Six of Wands is here. This is literally telling you that you're going to come out on top. I mean, this is beautiful. This is someone who have overcome a lot of obstacles to get to where they want to be. They were not afraid of failing and they made it. And now a lot of people over on the top in a balcony, they're like, whoa, they've done it. And you see that spear, that wand, there's almost like energy and electricity coming from it. And if you look closer, you can see that the other person, wait for it. The other person over here, a bystander, is holding a spear too, a wand. And the connection to the spear that this guy is holding is making it almost like light up and spark. And again, we're coming back to collaborations and learning from one another when it comes to successes, upcoming successes, okay? What are we leaving behind career-wise? Procrastination. When it comes to career, future energies, we're leaving behind procrastination. Instead of you guys waiting for those ships to come in, you build your own ship, metaphorically. You're like, okay, listen, I've been standing there for a while observing those ships to come in. I don't need to anymore. Let me think of another way. I don't need to wait around anymore. You're not waiting around anymore. That's the energy that we're leaving behind. What else are we leaving behind? We're leaving behind people who make us feel like we are under control and we cannot move. For some of you, you leaving behind an old structure. What you were used to and how you're going to do things in the future is going to be a little bit different. And for a lot of you, you're going to stop being afraid to be in a different place, different field, and to take action anymore. That's something, this is what we're leaving behind in order to gain that success, okay? So if you're going to take those steps required according to your own situation, it's saying we're coming out on top. If you look at this Knight of Wands, this person is not really dressed according to their surroundings. It seems like they might be somewhere in Egypt. Look at the wall. It seems like the place is quite hot where they're at. And they are dressed a little bit differently. So what this is telling me is that for a lot of you, you guys might find yourself either in different position or have a bit of a different structure to your current job. And that's something that's going to allow you to come out on top, okay? Let's pull a couple of messages from the Animal Tarot deck for career work stability. See how many people in the chat have issues with procrastination? Collective, you see? Collective. You're never alone. Thank you, Evelyn, so much. Yeah, procrastination is horrendous, that's for sure. The release card says it's time to release the past and move on to something new. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. Now you're going to have to differentiate and determine if that message is for you or if it's not. If you are releasing an old chapter connected to your work, or you are releasing something that has been stopping you from being successful in that job, okay? Next card we have is Five of Winter, which is Five of Swords, and it says, your current path isn't leading you towards the happiest possible outcome, so why not change it? Always maintain integrity and compassion, but be alert to the hidden agendas of others. I see it as a competition card. This could be in your own mind, right? Push and pull, what do I do? Or this would be fear of competing, meaning, am I good enough? What do I need to do in order to get to where I want to be? Can you hear me, guys? Because someone said the live stream has stopped for a second. Am I on? Let me know, someone. Yes, thank you. Let's jump into relationships. Okay, I'm gonna use the Ocean deck. Thank you. I am back. Where can people in this chat, as well as other people watching this video in the next month or so, where will they find themselves when it comes to relationships? I'm hearing it doesn't have to be so difficult. So I don't know what that means to in all of your situations. Oh, this is lovely, actually. I love that for you. Let me clarify one card. I'm going to show you the cards. I want to clarify it with this deck. Oh, Two of Cups is here. Okay. All right, so we have the Five of Swords, Page of Pentacles, and Ten of Pentacles when it comes to future energies, when it comes to your relationships. Yes, definitely, Anna. I've been working, she said procrastination could be a sign of trauma in childhood. I've been working, I think, on 3 people so far in sessions where they did have issues either in childhood or either in their past lives, somehow influencing them. Okay, very well said. Five of Swords for the future energy, relationship-wise, is telling me that you guys will probably start and find yourself shying away from conflict. Would it be in current relationship? Would it be in your own mind? Now, some of you might become a little bit more curious about other people. Even if you're single, even if you were in relationship, you might, if you're in a happy relationship, I do not believe that that's for you. The card that is for you is the Ten of Pentacles here. It's saying we're strengthening family bonds. Okay? We're strengthening family bonds, especially when it comes to family finances, I'm getting here. But for those who are in tricky situations or you are single, it seems like you're going to start opening your eyes to what the world has to offer. And it's almost like you are looking at what it is that you are at and what could be. And you're like, what do I want? Let me clarify the Five of Swords. I must say for a couple of you in this chat, that inner conflict over here with Five of Swords is caused by fear of commitment, okay? A bit of self-sabotage might be happening here. And I think that's something that is being brought to light over here in order for you to look at it and say, hey, let me dive deeper. Where is it coming from? Let me do a bit of self-investigation. I want this grounded and stable connection, a growing one. But somehow I find myself feeling like I'm afraid that I'm going to be somehow either trapped or controlled, or I will lose my freedom. So I think when it comes to future energies, these are the discussions you're having with yourself in your mind. What do I want to do? What kind of life do I want to have? But a good thing here, guys, we have the Wheel of Fortune. It seems like it's changing for the better. Yes, it's changing for the better. For some of you, I would say, look at your relationship, your own relationship with your dad, because the Emperor keeps popping up here. Or your mom's relationship with your dad. And ask yourself, is there something that I'm picking up from there that I do not want for myself? If so, what do I want to do about it? How do I want to change? But overall, it seems like that whole vision of relationship that you had previously, it's changing over here. We have the Wheel of Fortune and we have the Knight of Wands. You're moving on, you're moving forward. And you know what? We clarified the Five of Swords before with the Emperor card, which was the King of the Ocean. And when we check in on the future energies, what's good coming towards you here, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor again. It's almost like you're able to see the other half of yours differently. And I think it's because you have realized, for a lot of you, what kind of light ability you hold within yourself. And someone has gotten rid of some type of fear or self-limiting belief. Let me check with these cards, self-care ones. Okay. Let's see. What can people in this live chat expect? Yeah, I think for some of you might have an issue with self-expression here. And your cards are saying, how can you have an open and loving and honest relationship with a friend or lover if you are not expressing yourself fully? Let's talk about it. How are you feeling today? Are you open to your family? Are you open to your friends, the ones that you care about? If you don't feel completely open, how can you be open with a person, the next person you meet, or your current partner? How can they know how to help you? Oh, one card. Yeah, it feels like for some of you are such a perfectionist that you need to find peace within yourself first. That you love yourself, you love all traits of yourself before we go into this relationship or strengthen a current relationship. I'm going to give you a silly example, okay? Yes, Lena, for sure. I'm gonna give you a simple and silly example when it comes to being open, and when it comes to feeling yourself. By the way, we have a declutter card here as well, over here. Now, for some of you, talks about letting it go. So maybe some of you are thinking about letting go of the relationship that is somehow making you feel the way you really don't like feeling for extensive period of time. Okay? Let go of the past and be here now. So let's talk about it. When it comes to self-expression, the more, have you noticed it? The more you express yourself to someone and the more open you are with someone, the more that person feels close to you. Even if this is someone, let's say, you met in a shop. Let's give that example. You met someone in a shop. And during the day, when you feel quite closed off, if that person tells you something, they're like, hey, do you know, for example, where this book is? Or where that other shop is? I don't know. And you go, I'm sorry, I don't know. And you're keeping everything to yourself. You're probably already feeling not only detached from your surroundings, but from your own self in a way too. And if the same person came to you during the day when you feel quite open to the world, not naive, but open for other connections, right? Probably you're going to be having a much more interesting conversation with that person because you won't be afraid to talk about anything apart from then finding a shop. You might crack a joke. You might say, hey, I have no idea. I'm here for the first time too. I wish I knew where that shop is, right? So there is a bit of a, more relaxed conversation happening, which might even lead to a connection that you really cherish for yourself. And I think for a lot of you, that's something that is being shown over here. That's something that could be looked at. It's not about allowing everyone to step on you. It's about knowing a healthy balance between being open, vulnerable, inviting, but also having your values intact. Again, I keep hearing father, father, father. So I'd look at the relationship that you had when you were growing up with your father, okay? Because some of it is being reflected here in the future energies. Okay, I'm going to pull 3 more cards, guys. Let me see what time it is here. Okay, it's past 12 p.m. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards. And I think I'm going to be heading to sleep. I hope this was useful for you guys. And thank you for joining. And I want to do a bit of a pick a card here, okay? I want to do a bit of a pick a card here. Think of a number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. From 1 to 5, which one stands out to you the most? And it's just going to be a message for you. So pull the card for number 1, 2, and 3. Let's pull 2 more for 5 and 4. All right. And I'm going to pull from the Triple Goddess Tarot on top of that. Let me shuffle it really well. All right. Guys, collectively, what I'm seeing here is literally some people are ending a chapter, a cycle in their life, or thinking about that, and they're realizing that something is literally feeling like it's almost like a cord in their back, and it's keeping them from their evolution. And others of you like, let's go, a new chapter, a new idea, so that's the collective energies that I'm feeling here. But let's start with number one. Number one, people, what you have, there was one card that had popped up before. You have a release card, and you have the Five of Wands. And as I said before, release card says it's time to release the past and move on to something new. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. It seems like what's happening here, what you're letting go, is a fight within yourself. You're being asked to take it easy on yourself. Stop being your own enemy, and I think this is your future energy. That's what you are letting go of. You're like, it doesn't have to be so hard. I think I'm making it too hard for myself sometimes. Why am I doing this? Let's leave that chapter gracefully and on to the new. Okay? Let it burn down. Yes. Numbers 2, you have the Three of Spring, which is Three of Wands, as well as the Magician. Three of Spring tells you stop to take time to review and make long-term plans, capitalizing upon your past successes. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all your accomplishments, but you may also need patience for the next phase to play out. Honestly, I don't feel like you will need a lot of patience. You're making shit happen yourself with the Magician here. Okay? There's no waiting around. You were in this phase, in this time already where you are like, I feel like something is coming. I'm not sure what. What's happening next, and what you would be advised to do, is to acknowledge that you have all tools possible. You are capable of making stuff happen for yourself. You're represented as a magician. Okay? You have the water, you have the earth, you have the air, you have the fire. Which one do you want to use today for yourself? What do you need? So it's saying, let's stop waiting around. Let's get going. What is it that you want to achieve for yourself today? Start now. Number 3, you have Seven of Autumn. And wait for it, because I never know in this deck this card is, because I only go by imagery. wait for it. I think I do, but I need to check. I'm still gonna read it, by the way, as I usually read it. So we have the Seven of Autumn, which is Seven of Pentacles, and the Devil here for piles number 3. Now, I want you to pay attention to the Devil card, because I actually love this Devil card. Look at what is happening in the background. It seems like this woman has left that house. She was rushing. She was like, listen, F it, I'm out of here. And she has dropped her belongings along the way, because she was like, I'm tired. Look at my face. I'm done here. I'm done waiting for something or someone to change, and I'm gonna get going. Okay, for some of you, the message here, if you feel like you want to do something quickly, the message here is saying, hey, you need to know where you stand, by the way, when it comes to this. Do you have a good plan for yourself? Okay, do you have a good plan for yourself? Seven of Autumn is saying, the planning resources and efforts you have invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. This would be to do with someone who's been stuck in a situation that has been a little bit, unhealthy for them, or stuck in their own behaviors that is keeping them away from success of some sorts or abundance. And it's saying, done, let's get going. Let's get going. So if someone is unhappy in their own life with something right now, it's saying, let's start making a plan. How can I make it happen for myself, right? One step at a time, don't overwhelm yourself, but let's start making it happen. Let me see the chat. All right. Let's see. Then for pile number 4, we've got, interesting. Pile number 4. I'm laughing not at you, I'm laughing with you. We have Ace of Summer, which is Ace of Cups, and a Tower. Interesting Tower card, hey? Look at the imagery of this card. That's what I go by mostly when it comes to different decks. I read them as personalities. You see, it feels like this person is alone. It's quite cold. They're like, listen, I feel lonely. I feel like I need help. But it does feel like this person has been going at it alone for some time, and they're not even looking at the animal that seems to be their support system. And the Ace of Swords, Ace of I cannot. I'm sorry, geez. Maybe for some of you, a couple of different opportunities are coming your way. Ace of Cups is telling me here that renewal is around the corner. But whilst looking at this card over here, it's telling you to allow yourself to speak up and ask for help and seek for emotional comfort in the times of hardship. And I have to say, for a couple of you, it feels like once you're doing so, there might be a new connection walking in your life of some sort. I'm hearing a happiness after a storm, pile number 4. Ace of Summer says, this is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. Thank you, Adelina. Out with the old, in with the new. Yes. Pile number 5, but I mean, there is no pile really. We have only a couple of cards. Let's look at this. This is quite exciting. A lot of fire for group number 5 over here. You have the King of Spring, which is the King of Wands, as well as the Ace of Wands, right? So for a lot of you, I want to say what's coming in is a boost of passion. So you might find yourself not only passionate in your career endeavors, but also you might have a very strong wave of passion when it comes to your relationships. Even if you are single, you might be just very drawn to connecting to new people and exploring intimacy, I want to say. Okay? The King of Spring in this deck says, now's your moment to step up to a leadership role. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful so long as you stay focused upon the big picture. Interesting. Look how these tie in, both of them. You see those trees over here? There's a very similar tree over here too. 2 different decks. Somehow there is a connection to nature for some of you. maybe recharging, coming back with full force. Whatever this is, the world needs your leadership skills here, okay? You came here to be a leader. It's saying put your crown on. If you dropped it, put it back on. Let's go. Okay? Thank you, Candy. And have a good night. So that's what I have for pile number 4. So guys, I hope this was helpful. I'm going to be going to sleep now. I'm trying to give my body a little bit more rest these days when my schedule is busy. And I hope to see you in the next one. Patrons, I'll see you soon. As well as you two people. Barbara, pile 5, yes. Thank you everyone who was here. I never want to end. When I say bye, I never want to end the live stream when people are still saying bye to me. I don't know how to do it. My heart, I cannot. I cannot. Okay, awesome guys. So this will be posted, I think, on my YouTube at some point when it finishes processing. But I'm wishing you all a good night, evening, morning, wherever you're at. And until the next time, bye for now.